Hi friends, let us welcome back to our channel, that is Point Out. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about confronted marginalization. Okay, further chapter we are going to continue confronted marginalization. So in the last two classes we have discussed this chapter, and today we are going to discuss about the protection of rights of Dalits and Adivasis. Okay, protection of rights of Dalits and Adivasis. So in that we majorly discuss about a law, that is the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes protection of atrocities 1989 Act. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the scheduled caste, and scheduled tribes. Scheduled tribes protection of atrocities act. Okay, protection of atrocities act 1989. So today we are going to discuss about this topic, but before going to discuss, let's revisit what we have discussed in the last class. Okay, so in the last class we have studied a case study to understand the protection of rights of Dalits and Adivasis. Okay, so to understand this topic, we considered a case study. So now let's revisit the case study. So in a Jakmalgur village, so for every 5 years they are going to celebrate a renowned festival. Okay, it's a most popular for them. It will repeat for every 5 times once it will get. So to celebrate that festival, they call nearby village priests, nearly 20 people. So they will celebrate that occasion or ceremony. Okay, and the process starts with washing the legs of the priests by the Dalit community. Okay, so they wanted to wash their legs, and after washing that they wanted to bath with that water. Then the ceremony is going to start, but they didn't allow the Dalit people to enter into the temples. Okay, they didn't allow them to enter into temples. And it happens every time when the festival is taking place. Okay, so in this case study we are seeing about the revolutionary conflict. Okay, revolutionary conflict. So according to the case study, so Ratnam, so every time from Dalit community one should wanted to do that process. In before days, so Ratnam father used to do that work, and Ratnam grandfather also used to do that. But when it comes to Ratnam, he didn't accepted to do that work. He rejected. Okay, he rejected. He questioned the powerful people. Okay, he questioned upper caste people. Why should I wanted to do? Even you people didn't allow us to enter into temple, then why we wanted to do that? He raised his voice, he questioned he questioned. You people were exploiting dignity of our life. Okay. So because of his rejection, because of his retaliation against the upper caste people, he got so much of resistance. Okay. He got so much of opposition. He got opposition from his own community. Okay. From own community. And he also got from the upper caste people and influential people. So from why he got resistance from the own community means, so that Dalit people majorly depended upon the daily wage work to lead a life, to continue their survival. So that daily wage work provided by these upper caste people, okay, these landlords, these influential personalities. So they are providing for them. Okay, they are providing for them. So if the next day if they don't call because of this event, okay, because of this incident, so they feared then how our lives will lead, how we should wanted to survive. Okay, so because of the force of these people, because of the fear on the survival, so to lead a life, so they are retaliated against the Ratnam's family. Okay, because of the decision of Ratnam, so they started retaliating, and finally he declined doing that process. So his own community and that powerful people, they started boycotting the Ratnam's family. Okay, so they didn't talk with the Ratnam's family, they didn't work for Ratnam's family, they didn't support for Ratnam's family. They are just boycotted. It's okay. But what happened is, so these powerful people, they thought that, so because of the education qualification of Ratnam's, he started comparing them with ourselves. Okay. So he started comparing Ratnam's with that upper caste people. So they become afraid. So what they did means, they one day at night, they lit the fire for the huts of Ratnam. Okay, they fired the Ratnam's hut, but luckily Ratnam and his mother escaped from that incident. Okay, they were escaped from that incident. And then they filed FIR. Okay, they filed FIR against those who are dominating, those who are exploiting, those who are violating their rights. So they Ratnams filed case against the dominating and those who are exploiting, those who are violating their rights. Okay, so using the law, that is the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Protection of Atrocities Act 1989 of Atrocities Act 1989. So using this law, he filed a case against that people. Okay, so this is how we have studied in the last class. So now let's see about this law. Okay, so note it down, friends. So try to understand the concept. So the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, so protection of atrocities Act 1989, it was taken place. Okay, so before going to study, we need to know how it was made. Okay, how it was made, how this law was introduced. We need to know the background of the scenario. Okay, background, we need to know background. So around 1980 and 1970, okay, around 1970 to 1980. So in this between period, so many Dalits were faced same such situations, same such conflicts in every day. Okay, in this life, each and every single day they faced such situations, either Dalits or Adivasis. Okay, they faced that situations. So they started slowly coming out of the homes and started protesting. They started retaliating against the people, those who are violating their rights, those who are exploiting their dignity. Okay, those who are grabbing their opportunities and resources. So many Dalit community people were coming out. They are raising their voice, they are questioning, okay, regarding their rights. So they wanted to restrict the slaveryness, okay, they wanted to eradicate. So many group of people combined, they started protesting on the roads, they started protesting. So Dalit people were putting force on the state, they pressurizing the state. So n number of cases were repeated, okay, n number of cases. So around 1970 to 1980, so n number of cases repeated regarding untouchability and exploitation. Regarding untouchability and exploitation. So because of that, many Dalits, they came into action. They started protesting, they started parades, and they formed the communities combined. Okay, they started communities, and basically for the sake of, okay, for the sake of resources and opportunities. Resources and opportunities. So resources and opportunities. So for that, Okay. So they were protested. So because of their actions, they strongly recommended a law or a policy with respect to the fundamental rights. They strongly demanded. So because of the force, because of the pressure kept in by the Dalits community, so they introduced a law, that is Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Protection of Atrocities Act 1989. Because of the retaliation of Dalits community and because of the protest they led. So now let's see about this act. Okay, about this act. So it includes several levels of crimes. Several levels of crimes. Several levels of crimes. So to support the community and to improve their equal dignity of life and to provide the equal opportunities in every sector, this was introduced. So if anyone violates, there is going to be a severe punishment and penalty for them. So the levels of crimes are, first one, if any person either might be from upper caste or a powerful or from a landlord's family or from anyone, those who encourages or forces to eat the subnoxious substances or inedible substances, if they force the Dalit or SC or ST community people, if they force them to eat such substances, then it considered as, so then it comes under this act. Okay. So Atrocities Act. If anyone forces SC or ST or Adivasis to eat inedible substances and related to obnoxious, means related to drugs, such substances. Okay, such substances. So if they force, then it comes under this act. So this is the first level of crime. Okay. Next, secondly, so if anyone remove the clothes of the Dalit people, if anyone so make them parade without clothes, if they try to exploit dignity of their life, if anyone paints on their faces, so it was olden days, it was taken, so many cases it was repeated. So to prevent such cases and such issues, so government introduced the law, that is, so if anyone removes the clothes of the Dalits people or if they parade without clothes or if they paint on their faces, so it will considered as a crime. Okay, it will considered as a crime. So according to this act, Protection of Atrocities Act 1989. Okay, so if anyone removes the clothes, and make them parade, or if they paint on faces. So if any drawings regarding Dalit community on the walls, this is also not tolerable. Okay, so these are the things which are happened at olden days, and they didn't retaliated because of marginalization. Okay, but slowly, gradually they are started raising their voice. They are questioning the system for their rights, to access the rights, to get the opportunities and resources. So this is the first one they demanded. And second thing will be, so this is the first thing they are demanded. And secondly, they demanded for the resources and opportunities and most popularly they are demanding for their land. Okay, so whatever the land for them allotted, so they were stolen or exploited by these upper caste people. Through over smartness of that upper caste people, they exploited their lands. They stolen their lands. So Dalit peoples were arguing with them. We want our lands back. We need such a law. So those who exploit us, they wanted to return it for us. And further, they don't wanted to exploit. So in such a way they demanded. Okay, in such a way they demanded, especially regarding lands. Whatever the lands they had. So these are the two things. Another thing will be further. So it's regarding assault. So if any person, if any upper caste or a landlord or those who are influential, so if anyone assaults the Dalit people, or if he assaults the women of Dalit, okay, women of Dalits, if they try to dignify, okay, if they try to exploit dignity of that Dalits people, so then it comes under this law, that is the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Protection of Atrocities Act 1989. Okay, then such conflict or issue considered under this act. And if anyone do these crimes, so they file case using this act. So because this act will be severely punishes and penalizes according to the situations and according to the conflicts. Okay, so this is all about today's class. So thank you friends.